Maybe say a simple question. What register or SIM card? Process by now fast. So along the line, did you have to repeat the whole process? Bill? If it's a omo share or say network na jammed and I say and share down koye. Miss Rel, find your way to share baby or more offices ni biwo. For Ghana card and go and find out how many SIM cards are connected to your Ghana card. And then me ankasa me very shocked. That is why I want you to do this exercise. Me di kan call ye no difficult. Telco no asemo or kan specifically MTN center no woman semo woman kan said they can't give me the numbers are linked to my Ghana card. Let me say it is my Ghana card and I want to know numbers are linked to my Ghana card. If a movie or what any me and I'm a sanction ya, I just say mon any free me Ghana card and so if you not even take it out of your system. It became difficult, but I pushed through. Enti me kotenase and I make sure the numbers are me name say me wo. The rest is a different story I will tell later. But the may catch you when I say find a way and check the number of SIM cards that are connected to your Ghana card. Reason is one more year human registration, one more year but there are some woman year pa. What do what na say? You show picture. You jo Ghana card enter details. You the phone na share one sa no eteki o fingerprint bio data no. Ye ni nyina wie no. Awie a all ba be kan sure say okay, we wie bibia no. No kan sure say oh, the system no anya problem kakra. Enti opese o san ye process ni bio. No asia take you through that same process ni bio. Owie an wa ma SIM card no kan sure say we register. The first one no kan sure was say onya challenge at the tail end. Abra na ka the last step no. Are you really sure say he had a challenge? And as we register that SIM no in your name, edi atohwa or koton di amobi. Edi boni in your name. This is why I am asking you to go and check. And we are calling on NCA. Any telco sning in answer, mumma yen short coder. You bet me a dial simply. Niye hunu numbers are a year connected to our Ghana cards. And tisa. The dangerous one cry a merchant SIM no. What do you register? I go through processing now. What the registration documents? Yeah, be at the point. Yeah, can't you say network challenge? Into the process na se fufro. Are you sure? Say process no in your challenge. And now say yeah register SIMs ni be agu ho. These young guys here money fraud for ya carbon. They are selling registered SIM cards. They are selling merchant SIM cards registered. Because someone say omunya no wahin. Omuye then etimi register ye. And whose names are on these cards? Share video if I'm obia. Find a way and know see amount numbers in a crowd. Me my official request say I still want to know. If you say what I saw, I'm waiting for the reply. Reply numu and I'm back with my next video. And go and find out your own. Say, numbers do what saying. They will be difficult, say they will not tell you which specific numbers. But at least they will give you total number. Opa, she say, okay, number where my number check where is it connected? Or be check here no. When you see my number check where, then you can check all and see. But I think NCA, I say we take this thing up. And to say, adwuma na ye ni nyina no be ye kwa. Ote hwa. Find out from police for no. They are having a challenge. They track these SIM cards to people like women in Hoshe. You register. The purpose of the SIM registration is say, "Obi di boni a you betumi attrack it to nipa why boni no." But if you don't know your SIM, your data has been used. You the own SIM, I register SIM card bi. E wo di mu a ye di boni, me track it to you a. The time I win you ho ano no. Na the embarrassment. And what time I wasting kwano too much. I'm a witness to one case. I'm a follower at Tesano police station. I decided to find out about my own. And as I said, I'll give an update on this. NCA, any telcos, please.
That's Kofi Adoma there. In fact, he's joining us on Zoom right now. Stephen Kofi Adoma is a colleague journalist and CEO of Kofi TV. Kofi, thank you so much for connecting with us here on Ghana Tonight. Also, joining us on Zoom, Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on Ghana Tonight. Kofi, let me start with you. We've seen this video, that's what we just played, but really, what got you to the telcos to ask these questions about how many Ghana cards may have been registered with your... That's how many SIM cards may have been registered with your Ghana card detail without your knowledge?
Thank you very much, my brother. First of all, I had some complaints. Some were much. I had certain security personnel also drawing my attention to something they felt was quite dangerous and letting them arrest innocent people. So I decided to follow up. I remember going to Tesano police station where I had a tip of that one fraudster was arrested in that same scenario. That is basically, as I explained in my video, that was the strategy that was used in getting these SIM cards. So I decided to follow up with my Ghana card to find out how many SIM cards were connected to my Ghana card. And I was quite surprised with the way I was received. So it made me a bit curious.
I see.
To follow up and get the story out.
So what did you find out after you went there and asked the questions?
Yes, when I got there, strangely, I was told they couldn't disclose how many SIM cards were connected to my Ghana card. That was quite funny because the Ghana card is mine, though it's a national property, but my details are entailed in that card. And so I had a right to know who probably might be using my identity in a form. So I called the MTN headquarters to complain that I came to one of their branches, specifically the one directly opposite the busy internet, to do some inquiry. And the response I'm getting is quite surprising. So I was told, oh, okay, that is the directive they've been given, that they can't just give, for some reasons that they were giving that I wasn't satisfied. They can't give how many SIM cards were connected to my Ghana card. So I asked the gentleman, okay, enter the system, check this number. Is this number registered? He said, yes. Is this one registered? He said, yes. What about this one? He said, no. Then I said, but that is also my card that I registered just 3 days ago. He said, maybe it has not reflected. So I realized, no, it was an issue. And I remember during my registration process, I had an encounter that got me thinking. The process was almost through. Then the gentleman told me, boss, your network no akwa down. This is a sign share. I said, okay. So he started the whole process again. So after going through the process, I realized at the first one, he virtually did everything. So how come at the tail end, he's just done everything and telling me the system had a challenge, so I have to start again. So that brought about the curiosity and leading to a lot of complaints. After the video went viral, a lot of people have called with several challenges that they faced. In fact, there is one audio I sent your producer,
right,
where one gentleman was arrested. But actually, it was due to impersonation. Someone had used his data to register, to defraud someone. He went to register a merchant SIM, and in the process, he was told the SIM could not be, the process could not go through. He left not knowing they had done their registration and sold it to these fraudsters, and they used it in duping others. So it's a serious concern.
And it's indeed a serious concern. In fact, Kofi, you're not alone in this. Prior to this conversation, we have close to 1,000 people who have sent us messages on Facebook also complaining about this, that they found out that their Ghana card details have been used to register SIM cards that do not belong to them. But help our viewers to understand this. How concerning or dangerous is this, Kofi?
That is exactly the challenge. And you know, the police will arrest you, take you through the process before they get to know you are innocent. That time, the embarrassment that you would have gone through and the challenges that come with it. So this is a concern. I don't know how much the length to which someone will go with the card, but this is just the little that, from the layman's point of view, I can say the SIM card registered with your data could be useful.
I see, but let me bring in Engineer Dr. Kenashigbe. Kofi, stay with me, okay? I'll come to you again. Engineer Dr. Kenashigbe, I mean, you've also monitored this and seen some of the concerns that our people, viewers, and indeed the public have been expressing about this. You get to know, to your surprise, that your Ghana card details have been used to register a SIM card that does not belong to you. I mean, what could have given room for this?
I'm pretty sure you have given your Ghana card you presented it anywhere before, and so, there are people around who might get your details. And if you look at the way the registration goes, it's a two-phase process. So all I need is, if I get, Alfredo Kante's Ghana card, I see your number, I do the 404, I would send it in. And then it would allow me to do the first phase of the linking. It is the reason why the biometric step is also there. And I'm sure finally, when the NCA does the validation of the data that is collected against the NIA, that would really close the loop. But Karen, it is the reason why you find out that the NCA ordered at some point that the MNOs, the VWAs, take out all persons that have done the first phase of the registration and have not done the second phase. It's exactly because of that. Because, there are some fraudulent people around who will do these things. And as late as 31st of March, the NCA directed again that the telcos, anybody else who has done his registration and had not gone ahead to do the second phase, they be debarred. And about 78,000 Ghanaians, where those numbers were taken out of the SIM registry. And you would have thought that people would have queued back wanting to do that. It's just the fact that people do these things. But then there are systems that have been put in place to ensure that if they do that, they are able to do the second phase of it. And that results in the NCA requiring the telcos to clean up and make sure that they take all of those numbers out of the system. People who do only the first phase and do not do the second phase. So in the coming weeks, I'm sure by the end of the month, the NCA working together with the telcos are coming up with a short code so that in the comfort of your home, you will be able to dial this short code, and then it will be able to tell you, you would have to provide your Ghana card details, as well as some security features that will be put on to ensure that I can't just take Alfredo Kante's Ghana card and want to do that. So there will be some security features that will be put in place to ensure that once I say this is me, it's actually me, and all that will be done. And so once you do that and you find out how many numbers are registered to your Ghana card, if it is more than that, I'm sure the process will also be laid out where you can then go to the MNOs and then go and say A, B, and C are my numbers. The rest of them are not mine. So then those will be delinked from your number.
In fact, General Dr. Kenachigbe, let's go on to some of the comments that our viewers have been sending to us. In fact, a number of you already on our Facebook page, TV3 Ghana, sharing some of your experiences with us. This is what we've got so far. We cannot read all of them because they're running into over 1,000. Adam Teria says, this is serious because this can mistakenly send an innocent person to prison. And that's indeed the case, or ultimately to death, you say. And Lalito Ringo says, I share a phone number with someone else in Kumasi. Look at that. Okay, so typical situation. Let's go to the next. Kwame says, I thought a biometric system could prevent this, and then you go on and on and on. Let's go on to the next. This says, Ghana card can solve problem of SIM registration in Ghana, you say, and Engineer Dr. Kenachigbe has explained the next step that could have addressed this. This one here says, Serafina says, I use my Ghana card to register my SIM, and when I called someone and the name appears to be someone else's. Yes, so that's what you see there. This one here says, my sister's son's own has been used to register 10 numbers, of which he doesn't even know them. That's just, it's consistent with the number of you who have sent us this. So, in fact, we've just got a victim also joining us right now on Zoom. Nana Kojo, your boy Siama, is a victim of this situation we've just been talking about. Nana Kojo, thank you so much for connecting with us on Ghana Tonight. So tell us, I mean, how did you get to know that your Ghana card detail has also been used to register some SIM cards that do not belong to you? Hello, Nana Kojo, can you hear me? Hello, Nana Kojo, can you hear me? Hello, Nana, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Great. Now, I was asking, how many SIM cards did you find out have been registered with your Ghana card details that do not belong to you?
About 10 of them.
10 SIM cards?
10 SIM cards. 5 Vodafones and then 5 MTN.
2 different networks?
2 different networks.
And
it was just this afternoon that I found out Vodafone is also having the same issue. But before today, it was only MTN that was having that issue.
So 10 SIM cards have been registered with your Ghana card detail that does not belong to you, or all those SIM cards don't belong to you?
Yes, I didn't do that. I did not do that.
I see. So when you went to these telcos offices, what did they tell you? I mean, what detail did they give you?
Yeah, I've only went to MTN office. I'm here to go to the Vodafone office. So like I was having challenges with one of my Momo accounts a few weeks ago. So I called MTN customer care, and then I was informed they were doing some maintenance. So the issue will be resolved as soon as it is done. Since then, I've been having issues with my network. The other day, my other number was having connection issues. So I went to one of their offices to check what was the cause. It was when that I found out that about 5 numbers have been registered with my Ghana card without my knowledge. So I tried to buy another SIM to register. The lady told me I can't do that because I've exhausted the 10 number registration limit with my Ghana card, and there were something conflicting data issues. I was surprised. I had only registered 3 SIMs. That is 2 MTN and then 1 Vodafone with my Ghana card. As at that time, that was last week, Wednesday, when I went to the office, their office, MTN office. So I queried them, how can my Ghana card be linked to different numbers without my knowledge? In fact, the 3 numbers, I went to their offices to do it by myself. I didn't send anyone. So I was surprised the comment that the lady made concerning that issue. So they gave me some form to fill. I learned it was a complainant form. So that was Thursday, and then they told me that they will call me from their main office, that is from Accra, so that they verify whether I am the one that did that complaint, for them to delete those numbers from the system. So Friday, I called them myself, and then the lady said, once they have promised to call me, I have to wait for their call until they can do something. So about 5 minutes later, I received a call from them, and then the person that called asked whether they should still go ahead and delete those numbers. And then I gave them the go ahead. So I was supposed to go there yesterday to check whether indeed they have deleted those numbers. But when I went there were a lot of queue. So I decided to come back home so that the next day, that's today, I go again. So this morning, I called their customer care to find out whether they have deleted those numbers. And then the attendant told me that they have indeed deleted those numbers. And I asked him, so how many numbers that they have in their system that are linked to my Ghana card right now? And then she told me they have three SIM cards. But the way that the lady was, talking to me, I didn't like. So I had a friend who works with MTN, one of their offices, and I called him to check whether what the lady told me is true or not. So he called me and said, "Hey, Charlie, what work are you doing that you are using all these numbers?" I was like, work. How many numbers do you see there? It was then that he told me 5 numbers have been registered with Vodafone lines, and then other 5 numbers have been registered with MTN lines that I am not aware.
I see.
So, yeah.
So what that means is that even though, yes, we were given a complaint form to fill, they followed up with a call that they were actually going to take action and delete the numbers. That is yet to be done, at least as of today, when you checked with another office of the telco that you're talking about, correct?
Sure.
Nana Kojo, thank you. I really appreciate you sharing this with us. In fact, let me just let you know this. With the messages that we are getting from so many people across the country, you are not alone in this. And so please let us know if eventually action is taken and then the numbers are deleted, okay? Thank you so much. That's Nana Kojo, a victim of this situation we're talking about, sharing his experience with us. 10 SIM cards registered with his Ghana card details did not belong to him. He's not aware of it. Look, and we have so many of you sharing those same experiences with us. Kofi, when you went to the telco's office, what did they also tell you? Were you also made to fill this complaint form, and what next?
Unfortunately, they were also lost. When I explained, he said, "Oh, Kofi, that is not possible." I said, "Okay, let me take you through the process." I've gone to register my SIM card. I sit down. My bio is taken, a picture is taken, my Ghana card is taken, the details are entered into the system. I'm supposed to get a SIM card. The one doing the registration tells me, "Oh, boss, your system has a problem. We're having a challenge. So we have to take your fingerprints again, take you a picture again, and all the process." How sure am I that the first process truly didn't go through? Then top officer at the MTN, he said, so in fact, you drawn my attention to something that I've not thought of. He said, "Okay, send a mail. Then I'll forward it for them to see how they can address this. But this definitely will be an NCA issue, but send us a mail." I said, "Okay." So it was through the conversation that I proposed, then why don't we have a short code that any ordinary person can just enter the Ghana card details and be able to know how many SIM cards are connected to this Ghana card? He said, "That is also very good. That is all, but this one, we can't do it. That will be the fall of the NCA." I tried reaching the NCA. That was impossible. But being convinced with the processes and what I found, I decided to go ahead with the video.
I see. Engineer Dr. Kenashbe, how would this short code that we're just getting to know. In fact, we have some information from the NCA. Let's put it up before engineer you come in. This is the information that we got from the NCA after these complaints started coming through. That's what you see there. The NCA and the telcos have already been actively working on a short code for individual subscribers to verify the number of SIM associated with the Ghana card. You just type the short code on your phone, and after a verification process using your Ghana card PIN, the number of SIMs associated with the Ghana card will be displayed. There will be no need for subscribers to physically go to the telco to verify SIM when the short code is operational. So by the end of April, this month, they're saying a short code will be operational. Then we can all use to check how many SIM cards have been registered without the Ghana card detail. So that's what you see there. Engineer, so how is this, quickly, this short code going to address this problem?
What exactly? Well, whether you go and do it at an MNO or you go and do it at a school park or whatever, you will not be able to verify that the GPS address I gave you is actually what exactly it is. You know, if we want to do that, there would have to be systems that are put in place to ensure that we all go and register, say, your house addresses with a central database that says that Kenneth Ashibi, this is where I live. So when I go anywhere else, there'll be a way in which you'll be able to validate it. So it does not really matter where you do the registration. You would have to provide a GPS address. And when you do it, there is no central database that has where everybody lives in this country. So
how soon this short code should come through, especially because this is going on. People have just found out that the Ghana card details have been used to register SIM that do not belong to them, and they are exposed to all sorts of situations. If these SIM cards are used for any criminal activity, they are going to be the ones in trouble. Engineer Ashbe?
I'm pretty sure that by the close of this month, these processes, the short code will be completed. I'm pretty sure that by the close of this month, that is going to be done. And as I've said to you, the NCA gave a directive that resulted on the 31st of March, about over 76,000 SIM registrations that had done only the first phase were completely deleted of the system. And before that, we've had to delete a lot of those who have done only the first phase and have not done the second phase. And again, sadly, it is because of that. And so on a constant basis, the industry, the regulator, together with the MNOs are looking into these things and finding ways in which, these fraudulent practices are dealt with.